Hello and welcome to a Chip Off the Old Block Toys. I'm Jeff, or welcome back, I should say, if you're a continuous viewer like most of you are. Today, we're going to build this guy here. It's not a very big set. In fact, it's only, 669 pieces. This is one of the Bricklink Designer Series 3 sets. It's very important to get these done because I just checked my tracking and Series 4 should be here tomorrow. All of them. I ordered all of them. So, boy, do we have some content to get to. Well, if you guys would, if you appreciate my efforts, hit that like button and subscribe. Meanwhile, I'm going to change cameras, bust this open, and we're just going to get this done. I hope that all of you are having a great Sunday morning, afternoon, wherever you might be. Here it's still morning, at least for the next hour. I have debated on what I'm going to do with this set once I'm finished. Some parts of me want to just throw it in the city and throw it on the beach, but I don't think I'm going to. And that's mainly because I think it'll be better served doing something else. Hello, Greg. How you doing? I think I want to do a camper area because I've been thinking about doing a RV park. I've been thinking about doing a mobile home park. So, yeah, I think I might skip just throwing this in the city right now. But let's pull up the instructions. How is your Sunday afternoon going, Greg? Why can't the alligators get up? I don't know. Why not, Greg? Okay. All right. Because they're suffering from erectile dysfunction. All right. That's good. I actually heard a good joke too. And the joke says, or the joke goes like this. While my wife and I were arguing, while my wife and I were arguing, I told her that she should embrace her mistakes. And so she came up and gave me a hug. So somewhere I need to fit in the art of the chocolate. But I'm not sure how I'm going to fit it in because, the newer sets are going to take precedence. They need to be done first. So somehow we'll figure that out. And speaking of working on things, I've been working on the city quite a bit, actually. And let's start off with before the city. Let me tell you about the festival. It's not a Renaissance festival. They call it the Welsh Festival. I was supposed to go to it, and I mean the word supposed to because on the morning of the festivities, I went to get up and go, and I admit I could not. I was so sick. And in fact, I'm still feeling some of it right now. But I was so exhausted, so sick that I just didn't go. And I don't feel bad about not going because when my body tells me I'm pushing it too hard, I've got to relax. And I definitely, over those couple of days, was pushing myself so hard that I pushed myself into exhaustion. And I just decided that no, And so I text the festival guy and let him know because I didn't want to leave him hanging. Didn't want him wondering, oh, this guy said he's going to be here. So I let him know that, hey, I can't make it. And he didn't say much, so I don't know if he's upset or what. But I ended up not going. I did get a few of the castles built, though. The Lion's Gate Castle, and I'm probably saying that wrong. Lion Knight's Castle, I can't remember. It's set number 10305. I know that. And that's the one that came out about 3 years ago. That one's built. And so is the, I think it's 910029, which, oh, what happened to it? Oh boy. I was going to show you real quick. All right, let me show my screen here. I want you guys to see what I've done over the last couple of days, and I don't want to bring it over. So, all right, let's do this here. Okay, I'll make this bigger. So I rebuilt this guy, and I have to admit that was quite the challenge. I'm not really sure I ever want to build it again. Oh my gosh, this one's huge. It was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun too. And it's built right now, and so is this guy here. Oh, missed the 0. Lion's Knight's Castle. There it is. Yeah, that one's a beast. My goodness. A lot of fun though too. I had a lot of fun building these, and like I said, I don't think I'm gonna wreck them again. I think I'm gonna just put like maybe a plastic drop cloth from painting over them, because this is the dust capital of the world, I swear. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna get back to building this guy here. So let's flip this over. Okay, what did I miss? Oh, okay. You can probably hear my voice a little bit. It doesn't sound too good. And that is just because how exhausted I've been. I really did just push myself way too hard. And I just don't need to do that. Janik, if I said that right, Janik. Man, I want the Mountain Fortress so bad. Yeah, I mean, that's a great set. I hope you're able to get your hands on it eventually. It is a great set. I did not pre-lay out these pieces. Just to let you know. Again, I've just been. I mean, I exhausted myself so much that on Saturday and Friday, I just slept most of the day. I mean, and I really mean that. Like Friday, I woke up and I went back to bed. I took 2 naps on Friday. Saturday, I took a very long nap, like 5 hours, and I'm tired. So I'm sorry to bore you guys with that, but I'm just saying I really overdid it. Janik, I did get LKC during 2 points at least. What's LKC? I'm sorry. And when you tell me, I'm probably gonna slap myself, but yeah. Oh, Lion Knight. Okay. Yeah, that's another good one. I really did like it. And I really, well, all right. I really wished I could take all of my castle sets and do like a huge castle scene. I've got castles from the late 80s, early 90s on up to today. I think it's called the Knight's Castle, the Black Falcon's Fortress, I think it was called. I've got that one, and that one's built. I have been working on the city. I spent a couple hours out there last night, and while I was out there last night, it was going pretty well. I was reconstructing, or I was building the garage on the new section of the city, and kind of a disappointment. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to name the vendor or not. But I bought some LED lights from a U.S. vendor. And immediately upon plugging in the LED lights, one of them came on for like literally 1 second and then never worked again. So I took it out, plugged in a new one, and it turned on barely and started smoking. And even though it's a small LED light, it smoked for a tiny bit, literally, and then it fizzled out and didn't work anymore. I had to plug in a third one, and that was the charm. It quit smoking, started working, but these lights are like $3 a piece, so $6 down the drain. So I'm gonna reach out to the guy and see if he makes good on it, and if he makes good on it, then okay, no problem. But I'd really like him to make good on it. So anyway, to be continued. And then the parking garage part. Do I have the castle in the forest? Are you talking about the Strongman's fortress thing? Let's see. Let me go here. I think I know which one you're talking about. And if you are talking about this one, then yes, I do. And I'll switch screens here so you can see it. Let's see, share screen. Oh, come on. Of course I do. No, I don't. I have this one, though. This is the one that just came out like 6 months ago. And I did build that one on the channel, but no, I don't have the one from 21. All right. I don't mean to quit, keep yawning at you guys, but it's been, like I said, just been kind of crappy lately. I did it to myself. Working on the city. So the other thing I did was I spent time on the sewer. I extended it about 25 studs, and then I didn't add any lights because I don't want any lights in the sewer. Sewers are supposed to be dark and danky. Then when it comes to the beach part, I did take the sand green cafe thing that I built a while back, and I went ahead and added LED lights to that. And that was a bit of a challenge because I had to turn it upside down, take apart some of it to put Technic plates in there so I could fit the little connectors through there. And it has 2 lights going, and I think it looks really cool. Of course, I'm a little biased, and for some reason, I have an extra plate. Oh, I know exactly where it goes. There we go. All right. Bag number 3, guys. And the Forest Stronghold, that's a lot of fun. I actually ended up with 2 copies of it. All right. And I have plans for it. I'm going to soup up the original one, make it bigger. Of course, all my plans are subject to me having time to do it. And I think I've got more great ideas than I got time. Just being honest. So, but yeah, I was working on the city quite a bit. And, oh yeah, yesterday, Spencer and I did our grocery shopping, which for those who are regulars on the channel know that I live out in BFE and also know that going grocery shopping means traveling about an hour away. And Spencer and I did that yesterday. And when we did it, thanks to you guys and the Bricklink orders that I have received lately, I was able to buy 2 bags of insulation, which is exactly what I need to finish that wall. So that wall inside the one that I started a few weeks back, I will be able to finish insulating it and then finish redoing the electrical in the whole entire wall. And then I'll be able to put the plywood back up and then move over the black Akro-Mils cabinets, which will allow me to free up 2 tables worth of floor space. And that's very important. I need all the floor space I can get in there. And so we're on the road to making things a little bit better in there. So I will have videos as that progresses. And my neighbor, her son, he's a grown adult. He's actually just a couple years younger than me, actually, but not too much younger. He's got 4 kids, and his oldest one is an adult, so he's not that much younger. But I sometimes I do think of him as being a lot younger, just because physically he's in better shape than I am. So I'm sure he feels a lot younger than I do too. But anyway, long story. He's coming over this week, and he wanted to help me out with the insulation and the electrical and all that. So I'm going to have help. So hopefully him and I can just take a couple hours one day and just breeze through it and get it done. So that's coming soon too, guys. Things are really starting to move along in so many directions, really. So really happy for those I don't want to say progressions, but that sounds wrong. The progress. How's that? Ooh, boy, am I tired, guys. I'm sorry. Really exhausted myself. I really shouldn't have, because I have a feeling it's going to take several days to get back to where I need to be. And if I can, I want to do some more live streams. I'm hoping that later today I'll feel a little bit better if I take a nap, and then I can do another live stream, and we can start the art of chocolate, because we need to get that out of the way. Okay. Oh, yep, I got that. It seems kind of weird because this whole entire set is just kind of so far it's been 3 bags of just putting the stuff together, and that's kind of weird because it tells me to use a tiny little one of those 1x1 little plates, but it's not in here and it's not down there. I'm pretty sure I have one over here, and I do, because I keep little spare parts, little small extra ones. I keep them over there, so here it is. It's just disappointing that sometimes Lego does miss pieces, and please don't tell me, oh, I've never had that happen, because it happens. Not very often, I admit, but it does. I've even had complete sets. If you remember the Loop roller coaster, I bought it, and it had 2 bag number 9s and no bag number 10. And I had to call Lego, and I had to tell them they missed it, and then it took them like a month to ship the pieces, and I was in the middle of a live stream, so I had to end up just going to the Lego store and buying one. And so I ended up with a total of 3 of that set, which I didn't want 3 of that set. One of them still in the box. I've never messed with it. So, and I agree, Janik, or I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. Pronouncing names are so important to me. Mainly because my name's spelled funny, and my name is Jeff, but it's spelled with a G, and I cannot tell you how many variations of sounds I have heard off my name. Sometimes it's very frustrating because it's like, I mean, there was the famous Toys R Us giraffe that had the same spelling of my name, so you would think that would be in pop culture and people would understand how to pronounce it right, but they don't. Anyway, so it's important to me to pronounce names right because of that. All right, looks like we got a tree going on here. The base of a tree. I do start a new job on Tuesday, or I'm supposed to. That's kind of iffy at this point because they said I was supposed to get a couple emails, like with the background check and all that, and I didn't get it. I'm not personally afraid of the background check because I don't care. I don't have anything on my background check for anybody to check. And I mean, shoot, I was working at the IRS just earlier this month, and they do a very extensive background check on you. And if I could pass that, I ain't worried about no other background check. Check away. But that has to happen, and it hasn't happened. And the guy says it takes about 48 to 72 hours to do the background check. And I don't have the email. I'm supposed to start on Tuesday. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to, personally, I think it's going to get pushed to more like the end of the week. But, oh well, not my problem. I'll start whenever I get the stuff and I'm able to fill it out. I mean, I'll fill it out as soon as they give it to me. All right, bag number 4, guys. And as I was saying, I don't think that this is going to go directly in my city right now because I don't want to put it on the beach. I do want to have a separate camping area. After all, I do have the A-frame lodge, and I do want to put that in there and just kind of mix it all up, you know, make it look good. And I have also I have the minifigure pack with the vinyl tents. So I do want to do a camping scene in my city, and if I put this on the beach, I think it kind of takes away from that. So patience is a virtue. Okay, we have minifigure number 1, just a little small child, and then next we've got Grandpa with the axe. That would be me. And then that'd be me with the hurt shoulders afterwards too, by the way. And I don't mean to complain, guys, but if you hit 50, or even way before I hit 50, I'll tell you what. If I wake up and something doesn't hurt, I don't know I'm alive. And it's been that way for probably about 10 years. And as time goes on, it just gets worse. Probably have some sort of arthritis. Probably what I'm thinking, but I've been too busy and too stubborn to see the doctor. I need to. So I told myself once I hit 50, I realized that I'm not taking care of myself quite the way I should. So I told myself I would start. And I Oh my gosh, I'll tell you what. I have not drunk an energy drink in 2 days. And I think that, well, I guess today's the third day, but I haven't made it all the way through yet. And unfortunately, I allowed myself to get way too involved in those. And I'll admit, man, I've been having light withdrawals, sometimes strong withdrawals, depending on the moment. And it's not any fun. So, but that's one of my other things I want to do to take care of myself is no more. Just get rid of them. Okay, let's put this bike down. I love Lego bikes. I think they're cool. I remember when the first one came out. It's been a long time. There was a bicycle repair shop way back in the day, and that was one of my favorites. In fact, I got 2 copies of that. Because that was back before the internet. And that was back before you just order pieces online. You just, if you wanted, even if you just wanted 1 or 2 pieces out of a set, you had to buy a whole nother one. And that's what I did, though. I bought 2 because I wanted the extra bikes and the motorcycle. And anyway, Greg asked earlier, how are the pets? They're good. We returned Gertie yesterday when we did our grocery shopping because it's along the way. Gertie was actually really good this time. For those who don't know, Gertie's not, well, she's a dog that kind of just gets left out there all the time. And that's why I feel sorry for her. That's why I borrow her. Wished I could keep her, but I've been told I can't. Wait a minute. All right. So Gertie was not housebroken when we first started borrowing her. Gertie's a great Pyrenees, really big dog, really sweet. She has grown accustomed to several things that Spencer and I do, and she just feels like one of us when she's around. So, hate to take her home, but she's not mine. There's nothing I can do about it, except for what I am doing. That's letting her every now and again, picking her up and keeping her for a couple days and letting her have a little bit of taste of freedom. So anyway, we returned her yesterday. Enzo was very happy about that. Enzo and her like to argue. Janik, I totally get that, man. Stopped energy drinks at the start of the year, but I do drink a fair amount of Pepsi Max. Yeah, I mean, I do drink this once in a while because I just have to. I mean, I can't go cold turkey. I've tried. Isn't that sad? That stuff is so addictive, man. But anyway, I'm working through it, and it sounds like you are too. So I wish you the best of luck on that. Thank you for sharing that. I do appreciate that. Yeah, I was drinking Bangs and occasionally a Monster, and I actually quit Monsters a while back because I don't remember. I think it's called taurine. It's a chemical that's in there, and it's in many energy drinks. It's not in Bang. It doesn't make it healthy though. But Monster has it, and it's been known to cause, or be, I can't say cause because it's a little too strong. It's been known to be linked, is what the article said. It's been linked to blood cancers. So, no thank you. I don't need that problem. Especially because I already have a cousin who has survived leukemia. And it's been in remission for a few years, but no, I don't need that. All right. Oh, we got a little sunflower looking thing. That's awesome. I like that. Yeah, I drank one of those large Mountain Dews yesterday to kind of satisfy me the best that it could. And I needed it because I was driving pretty far. I drove probably about a total of 140 miles yesterday. Because that's going to grocery shopping and back. It might be a little less than that, but it's right around that. Oh, okay. So we got some more flowers. Cool. Yeah. So and my son doesn't have a license, so I am the only one that can possibly get us from point A to point B. And it's sometimes that's okay, but other times, oh, it's so frustrating. I wished he could drive, but oh well. I'm just glad I've got everything down to kind of a science around here. And what I mean by that is that when I first moved in, I found myself going over the mountain to civilization a couple times a week, and it wastes so much time. It wastes so much gas. And I finally figured out how to plan things to the point where I'm only going over that mountain about once a week, sometimes less. There was one time that I bought so much grocery. Of course, I had a second freezer back then, and I bought so much grocery that I didn't go over the mountain for 3 weeks, and I didn't have to fill up my tank for 3 weeks either. Yes, Janik, I do live in the middle of nowhere. Just to give you an idea, the town I live closest to, I don't even live in a town. I live out in the country. The town I live closest to only has 2,299 people. I know that because every time I cross that sign, I think it's funny that they just don't round up to 2,300. But anyway, 2,299 is the closest town to me. And what was I going to say about that? My whole entire county I live in only has 4,500 people, and this county land-wise is huge. So yes, I do live out in the middle of nowhere. But I also will tell you, I love living out in the middle of nowhere. It's so much. It's just so awesome. Like, no one bothers you out here. Like, the worst thing you hear occasionally is a dog barking or a cow making some noise. I do have a couple horses in my backyard that are not mine. They're just simply grazing because I allow the owner to do so. And yeah, it's kind of nice to have horses back there. They're kind of silly. They've got their own personality. There's two of them back there, and very different. One's very curious. In fact, I knew the horses were back there because my neighbor told me. I forgot, and I left the back door to the shop open. And when I did that, I just forgot about the horses. And so at one point, I looked over, and I see this head horse, the head of the horse, like through the door looking at me. It wasn't aggressive or anything. It was just there, curious, that, like, what the heck are you doing, bud? And I'm like, okay, hi. And I walked over and closed the door. And as I was walking over, it kind of got scared, and it backed out and left. But yeah, I do live out in the middle of nowhere. And Enzo, the dog, he absolutely loves living out here. State, I am in southeastern Idaho. So I am not too close to the border with the Canadians, but close enough, eh? And our favorite pastime here is making fun of Canadians. No, I'm just kidding. We do have moose here, by the way. Speaking of Canadians, I guess they're not here that often, but my neighbor's got pictures of them right there on our street. I've never seen them. I've seen a few deer, foxes, coyotes. Oh, skunks. Yeah, seen skunks. Oh, rattlesnake or two. Seen a lot, really. I love it though. It's so beautiful, and because we're kind of nestled up in the mountains, that's kind of another advantage that we have is that. And why is that? Okay, that is lame as ever because that does not tell me anything. Why is it? Huh. Let's see if I can figure out how this goes. The instructions are not clear. Well, that was okay. Lego, you did not show that instruction. That was dumb. All right. And that is my one gripe about these. I love these sets, first of all, because they are very detailed and all that stuff. But if I had to complain, I would say I don't like the fact that they don't come with instructions. That part I find very aggravating. I need my stuff to have instructions. I just don't do well without them. And I'm not happy that you pay extra compared to other sets to have these sets. And Lego doesn't even throw in instructions, because my computer, even though I have a gaming laptop, when I was building the what do you call that, the Mountain Fortress, my computer started slowing down quite a bit towards the end there. It didn't like the huge PDF file. So yeah, well, one of these days you can. One of my long-term goals actually is, because I live in a small town and there's not many jobs here, it is actually one of my goals to, we've got a couple buildings in the town that I live closest to, and we're right off the freeway, by the way, which is why I'm kind of surprised this town hasn't blown up, because we are so close to the freeway. But I do want to eventually have a Lego museum where I have all the sets that I have on display. And I'm not trying to flex when I say this. I'm just telling you why I want to do it. I actually have about 2,000 sets, and going back about 45 years worth of sets. And so I would love to just do a museum where I show people, hey, this is how Lego's progressed over the years. Here's the different themes, and like really lay it out for them. And then also for those who can't come visit, make videos of the sections and then post it on YouTube so anybody can watch them. So yeah, one of these days, man. I'm not anywhere close to it right now. First, I got to work on the city. And for those who don't know, I am making a attempt to break the world's record. Yes, there actually is a world's record section for Legos in the Guinness World's Record. They used to call it Book of World's Record, but they don't do the book anymore. So the Guinness Records has the Lego, the largest Lego diorama is what it's called. And I want to break that. That's funny. They give me wheels, but they don't have me use them. All right. Well, let's yeah, 2,000. All right. So I guess I need to tell you a story to understand how I got so many sets. All right. When I was in school, I got my scholarships, and by the way, I didn't pay much for school. In fact, hardly anything, because most of it was paid by scholarships, grants, that kind of thing. And I actually made more money in the scholarships than what cost to the tuition, books, and all that. And I had my own home, so it wasn't like I was paying god awful tuition or like dorm rates and all that. So anyway, what had happened was one day when I was at school, I ordered $800 worth of Lego. And that was because I had the money from my scholarships and stuff. And I usually came home before Mrs. Chip because I was home a lot because school. And normally I could kind of just swipe the Legos and hide them, and she wouldn't know. And well, one day when that order came in, I wasn't able to intercept the packages. She got them. And Mrs. Chip got real pissed at me and said, "You're not spending another dime of our money on Lego. You better find a way to make money off of them." And I said, okay, challenge accepted. And I opened a eBay store back then and started selling Lego online. And that was 2006. And even though I'm long done with school, I still sell Legos on the Bricklink, and mostly loose pieces out of new sets is mostly what I sell. I do have a few sets too. And I've been doing that ever since. And that's what pays for the habit, because there's no way I could afford buying that many sets. And since I've been doing it for almost 20 years of selling Legos online, it's fed my habit for quite some time. I have let it slow down, though. I will tell you that. I don't buy a whole lot of inventory anymore. I've gotten so busy with other things that sometimes I struggle to keep up with the orders. So slowed it down quite a bit. But Mrs. Chip is a good champion. She supports my Lego addiction. I am digging the amount of detail that's on here, though. I mean, they've got the... Oh, boy. It doesn't go on there all the way. Does it? Did I mess that up? I did mess that up. Okay, well, let's put it on there right. Let's get her done. All right, there you go. So I love the detail. You got a little bed here with little drawers up here. You got a little kitchenette and a little faucet here. Lots of little details, which, in my opinion, it really makes these sets the amount of detail to them. There's a few of the sets I don't really care for that have come out, but that is not the majority of them. Actually, there's very few I don't like. The main problem I've had is with the rising cost of Lego. Been having trouble affording new ones. I know, cry me river. I know. But yeah, actually, it kind of has been more difficult to collect lately. All right, let's go on to a new bag. That's bag number 7. I would love to see Lego come out with a series of campers, because there's so many of them. The pop-out ones. My sister's got like a 30-footer that has like 3 pop-outs. Then you got Airstream. You got these smaller ones. You got the pop-up ones. I would just like to see Lego do more with that. I think it'd be fun. Put that over there. Tell me what you think if you're watching now or watching the replay. Let me know if you'd like to see Lego do more with campers. I love the A-frame roof cabin. I think that one's sweet as ever. I did modify mine because the roof kept coming off very easily. But other than that, mine's intact. Well, actually, it's in pieces because it's put away. But I mean, I've got all the pieces in one spot. It's in a bag that's marked. That's how I do that. And first order, Luca, how you doing, man? Thanks for being here. We're just building the Bricklink Designer 3 set. And this is not the last one in the set I need to build. I need to build the Art of the Chocolate. And I'm under the gun because tomorrow the Series 4 comes in, and I bought all of them. So I have got to get moving and grooving on this. Oh, I put the wrong color. All right. And I don't know. Like I said, I've been feeling exhausted because I pushed myself a lot this week. Way too hard. And but I really want to push myself. I know, oxymoron. I'm sitting here complaining about pushing myself, and I'm talking about pushing myself again. But I kind of want to do the Art of Chocolate a little bit later this afternoon, and just freaking get it done, man. Because that's the last set for Designer Series 3 that I need to do. I love that. Just the basic old camper look. My grandparents used to have a camper like this. And maybe that's why I like it so much. You know, I didn't really think about that. That probably does have a lot to do with why I like it. Because I remember my grandparents had a camper. And they also had one of those campers. And I mean, speaking of Lego doing campers, they built the Ford F something with the I can't remember if it was the 150. I don't think it was the 150. I think it was the 250. They built it with the pulling an old Model A, I think it was. So I would like to see them do those camper shells that fit on the bed of a truck, because my grandparents used to have one of them too. And my grandparents, they were awesome. They've been gone for a long, long time. My grandmother passed away a year after Jenny and I got married. We've been married 29 years. So, and she outlived my grandpa by about 10 years. So, but they had a lot of money. My grandpa owned a trucking business when he was alive, and they had 2 homes, one up in Sandy, Utah, the other one down in St. George, Utah. And there's a lot of people that have money that do that, where they have a second home in St. George, because St. George is desert, and during the winter it's warm but not too hot. And then they come back up here during the summer because it's too hot down there. So they call them snowbirds. And yeah, my grandparents were snowbirds, and they had a couple different campers, biking equipment. They really had a good setup, and I used to love visiting them because if you were bored at my grandparents' house, you just didn't know what you were doing. And I used to be able to go. I used to be able to go there once a summer. So, thanks, First Order. It looks very retro, and I love it. I would love Lego to come out with an Airstream camper. I think that would just rock. So Lego, if you're listening, no, I'm just kidding. They don't listen to me. But yeah, if there just happens to be someone who works at Lego that catches this, please make an Airstream. I think that'd be so cool. Who knows? Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll make an RV store in my city and do a bunch of these different types of RVs I was just talking about. Maybe I'll come on my own Airstream. Maybe I'll copy this camper in different colors. Huh. Oh, that's funny. I'm actually a model designer, and that's awesome. Well, hey, please do that. That would just be freaking awesome. an Airstream camper. And I don't know where you're from, so I don't mean to talk down to you. And if you already know what it is, I apologize for telling you what it is if you already know. But the Airstream is just a really popular camper series that was more popular in earlier years, although they're still around. They were kind of like the Cadillac of campers, and people love it. So I think Lego could make some good money off of doing something like that. But anyway, hopefully in like a year I'll see something, right? No, I'm just kidding. We'll whatever. If not, I'll just go ahead and I'll do it, and I'll put it in my city. I already have I'm trying to avoid stepping on people's toes when it comes to licenses. And I want to have delivery trucks, and I can't just do Amazon. I can't just do FedEx or UPS. So I have my own idea for that too. And I don't want to reveal what that is just yet, but trust me, it's in the works. Design some castle sets for us hungry customers. Yeah, I have to admit that is one thing that Lego has been doing over the last couple years that I really appreciate. Is I know they haven't brought back the castle theme fully, but the fact that they've done like the Lions Knights Castle, the fact that they've done like the 3-in-1 castle, I don't remember the set number. They did the Mountain Fortress. They did the Force-Man Stronghold, the Bricklink Designer sets. Like, I just really appreciate that because, I mean, I understand if things can't be brought back fully, but it sure is nice to at least have a partial, if you know what I mean. So, anyway, I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's really come together. And I love to see more. I think this is supposed to be towels hanging to dry here. Oh, I could be wrong. Yeah. That is one thing. Yeah, Bricklink has opened the door for better sets, in my opinion. And I'm not saying that sets are inferior by any means. Please don't take it that way. It's just, you know what I mean. Like, you've seen the police station sets where they use a bunch of panels and stuff. And well, that's funny. It says open bag number 8, but I'm not done with bag 7 and the pieces for bag 8 or in bag 7. Okay. All right. Well, mistake. I don't know. That's fine. But yeah, when you buy a police station, they tend to have a lot of panels, not a lot of detail. And then you have the Bricklink Designer sets that seem to go all out, and they do a very good job. One of my favorite Bricklink Designer sets is actually the old train shed, as they called it. I think it was. That one had so much detail to it. And, you know, my dad, he's a model train enthusiast. In fact, he's the reason that I ran into that lug a couple years ago, because they were doing a show at the same place my dad's model railroads were doing shows. And that's how I was able to link up with them and be a part of their group. But anyway, the old train shed is awesome because we typically, because we go to train shows, we have a train loop and we've got a train yard, and I use that. I use the old train shed. I bought 2 of them. I haven't modified mine yet, but I'm going to modify it because I want it to have a spot for 2 engines instead of just the 1. And so I need to get on that project, and then I'll put that one in the shows as well. And I think that's going to be a hit. Oh, I wish they gave us smaller castle sets like battle packs. Yeah, battle packs, I agree with you. I think that'd be fun, especially if they did, like true battle packs where you had opposing sides. So maybe you got the guys with the Black Falcon shield, and I don't know who the other one would be. What is it the lion one? I don't know, but yeah, have opposing teams like you said, and just because I know when they came out with the snow troopers for the Star Wars, I know I bought like 6 of those. So I wanted to have a bunch of snow troopers, and I didn't want to wait until later, because if you wait till it gets retired, you're gonna pay way more than you should, way more. So, okay, wait a minute. Okay, wait. I know what I'm doing here, I think. Yeah, I do. I'm just kidding. All right. Oh, come on. What you guys don't know is I'm up in my loft, and I don't have the AC going, and as it's getting closer to noon, it's getting really hot in here, and my hands are starting to get slick because, well, I'm starting to sweat a little bit. And I know it's kind of gross, but that's what kind of makes this more difficult to do, is that I'm battling that. So I try not to run the AC a whole lot because it's expensive. It's just a little window unit, so it's not really efficient at all. That's why I don't hang out up here very often anymore. I like to hang out in the shop instead, where it's just hot and there's nothing you can do about it because there's not an AC. So I save money being out there, and plus I get to let my creative juices get going and get a lot done out there, which I have been for the last couple of days. And in fact, I've got a video that I shot that's about the shop. Well, I don't know if it was it the shop? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. Shoot. Like I said, I've been pushing myself this week a little too hard, way too hard. But yeah, I've got another video lined up for you guys that I haven't released yet, and hopefully I will release it. Not tomorrow, maybe the next day, maybe Tuesday. Okay, let's see. I love how simple the top of this is, but yet it's going to be epic when it's on top of it, because it's just going to be like it belongs there. Okay, let's do this. Any Lego purchases lately? No. The last Lego purchases I did was the ones that I did on my haul video with the and maybe that's the one I haven't released. I can't remember. Yeah, I had some LED lights, and then I got some random pieces. Yeah, that was the last thing I really did. I'm not really buying sets too much right now. I'm trying to focus solely upon the city, since that's what I really, really want to do. And since time and money are scarce, that's what I'm trying to focus on. And Greg, welcome back, man. How you been? Yeah, John's not around. John's in New York. He's doing his Star Trek thing, which I admire the fact that he can do something like that. It sounds fun. Oh, okay. So it's supposed to, according to this. Oh, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. All right. All right, here we go. Bag number 9, guys. The final chapter. Oh, okay. You know what's kind of weird is I turned 50 a week ago, and that's not the weird part. The weird part is reflecting back on things. I was thinking about like how when I used to go to church as a kid, I started thinking about all the people that I used to know and the memories that I had with them. Most of them are good. I mean, they're good people, you know. And I guess the sad part is I started thinking about them, the people, and I realized that most of them were dead. I know it's kind of a morbid thought, but no, I really was thinking that this week. And, you know, I know these people well enough, and I know their kids well enough that I know about when they died, because I remember hearing, you know, hey, this happened to this guy. Hey, this happened to that guy. And it's really sad. A lot of the people that I grew up with just, yeah, they're not around anymore. Okay, they have this butterfly as being blue, and I only have a yellow one. So we're going to go with the yellow one instead. Greg says he's okay. Have you made any Lego purchases lately, Greg? I know you were thinking about getting the shuttle carrier, the 747 with a shuttle on top of it. Did you make that purchase? And if so, did you put it together already? I think you might have told me you did, but I'm sorry, Greg. That's what happens when Mr. Chip pushes himself to almost exhaustion. I forget stuff. And I really shouldn't have. And I got to take care of myself better. Especially because I started a job here soon. I can't be doing this anymore, like pushing myself like I did. Oh, man. All right. So I don't want to talk about politics, but I heard a good joke, and it is kind of political if you want to make it political, but if you don't want to make it political, it won't be. So just please don't make it political. Let's not talk about whether this should or should not have happened, or and let's not talk about the true intentions behind it or what you think the true intentions are. Because I'm not trying to go there, and I'm not trying to be political. But I heard a joke the other day that said that Trump wasn't really trying to bomb Iran. What he was doing was he was going to build a new golf course, and he was just setting up the first 3 holes. So if you have a little humor and you can find humor in that, I hope you do. But no, I don't mean to be political, and I don't want to talk about whether we should not have bombed or anything like that. And by the way, I don't just tell one-sided jokes. I will say that if we are going to talk politics, all I'm going to say is I'm right down the middle. I don't follow any sort of party. I follow my heart. And on certain issues, I think conservatives have it right. And then on other issues, I feel liberals have it right. So, and I'm not really a libertarian either, because their goal is limited government, which I think limited government is appropriate in some cases, but in other cases, I think we need more government, depending on the issue. So, again, I don't follow any particular conviction when it comes to that. I go issue by issue and try to just kind of make best choices on what I feel should be done. And so because of that, I tend to find things funny all the way around, and I will tell jokes all the way around, no matter who or what is on what side. I just think jokes are funny, and I think that's what makes jokes. And another thing that makes jokes funny is the fact that you're taking some truth and you're stretching it or exaggerating it and trying to pass it off as truth. That's what makes a joke so funny, or the fact that there is an element of truth in it. Anyway, sorry about that. And that's all I'm going to talk about, because I'm not going to go into politics and start telling you guys, oh, we should be voting this way on this. No. You guys figure that out, and you guys vote with your heart. That's all I want you to do. And as far as anything else, I think that I think a lot of us go to Lego and stuff to get away from politics, which is another reason why I don't bring up a whole lot. Once in a while, I might bring up something major that happened that day. And unfortunately, we live in a world where everything's been politicized. I don't think it needs to be. It's okay to talk about, okay, well, yeah, there was, a train wreck that happened in that Ohio town, Palestine, or whatever it was. We don't have to talk about the politics of it. We can just talk about the fact that people's lives are affected. And that to me, the human cost is what I'm after most of the time, because it's like, politics aside, and damn with politics. When disasters happen, you are affecting real people, and real people. And I don't mean we are. I just mean these disasters are affecting real people, and regardless of your political convictions, you should be able to talk about the human cost and what it means to people. I mean, come on. Politics aside, we're all human, and things happen, like that Palestine train wreck where those people didn't trust that the water was safe afterwards. I don't think I'd trust it either. I mean, the chemicals on that train, that's not political. That's science. That's real world. The water smells funny. Okay, well, then don't drink it. I mean, so, and I mean, that's a health issue. That's not political. It shouldn't be political. So, and Janik says I'm the same, to be honest. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. And I wish more people, honestly, I do wish more people didn't toe a party line just because the party tells them to feel a certain way. I wish people would look within their hearts and say, this doesn't feel right. Let's not do this. Or this feels right. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, think about it in a different perspective, and we don't need a party to tell us, oh, we should be thinking this way. So anyway, sorry, enough about politics. And like I said, I got way off on a tangent on that, but yeah, I'm just kind of guy that follows my heart. But yeah, I do start a job on Tuesday, or maybe, because they haven't got back to me, but and I cannot tell for the life of me, Lego, where this thing goes. So this looks good to me. The bird's going to be right here. Oh, snap. I knew that was going to happen, because when you've got this much going on, that's actually one of the things building the Forestman's hideout stronghold thing. Oh man, that was a pain, because there were certain places that if you just looked at it, pieces fell off. And I kind of feel like that's what's going on here. If you even look at pieces, it's going to fall off. That's okay. We'll figure it out. We always end up figuring it out, don't we? Thank you. Janik says, hope the new job goes well for you. Me too. I really do. And I'm to the point, and again, I'm not trying to flex on you guys. I'm just telling you how things are going in my life. And that's what I know best. So that's what I talk about. Being that I'm 50 and I've had time to work different jobs in my life, and I have always taken my 401ks and rolled them over to an IRA. And I've done this my whole working life. And I've got enough money in my IRA that I can almost, and I mean literally almost, retire today. Not quite, but almost. I'm not short that much money a month. Only short a little bit. And that's something that me and Mrs. Chip have been talking about. I'm only getting a part-time job, and it's just to kind of help us, like I said, we can almost retire. So I just want to have some extra money coming in the bank, and hopefully I can save some of that so we can build up that nest egg just a little bit more, to the point where, I found the blue one. Oh, well, the blue butterfly is right here. I'm going to put it, I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to put it in a different spot on the tree. You guys won't tell, will you? Yeah, so I'm just trying to get a little bit more money coming in, so I could save it, and then hopefully it'll just be a couple of years from now. I'll be able to put up my middle finger and tell the jobs, hey, thanks for the experience, but I'm out. And I'm hoping that's what happens, but I'm almost there. And that's actually kind of the reason I'm doing YouTube too, by the way, is that I'm hoping that eventually I can get YouTube to pay. And since I don't need a whole lot of money, if I could just make a little bit off of YouTube, I would be just fine. So, and not only that, I've said this before. If I didn't have YouTube, for instance, I would be doing this anyway. I enjoy building with Lego, and obviously, owning as many sets as I have, I've been collecting for a long time. So this is a product that I really enjoy, and I know a lot about. I don't know everything, but I know a lot about it. And I'd be doing it anyway. Even if YouTube didn't exist, I'd still be building a city out there. I don't know if it'd be on the same grand scale, but I'd still be building it. So I'm only doing what I want to do anyway. Okay. Oh boy. This tree is a challenge, man. Oh, see, I put a piece on and it just fell right off. Okay, where is the tree? The tree's right there, and then I'll scoot this over. Okay, and then we're gonna put Mr. Paul Bunyan in there with the axe. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so here you go. Very simple set. 669 pieces. Hey, Italian Gaming, how you doing, man? You're catching us right on the end here. And Janik says, I'm only 29, but if I could retire today, I understand that. I would have retired too at 29 if I could have. I love this set, guys. I'm not going to do a full review on it or anything, because you can't really buy it anymore unless it's on the secondary market. And seeing as I could barely afford it on the first time around, I don't think I could afford it. And not trying to call any of you guys poor, no way. I'm just saying, I know that it's outside of the reach of most of us to buy it on the secondary market. So I'm not going to do a review on it, but I do like it. The tree's a nice touch. I do like the squirrel with the little nut down there, the walnut. Oh, I just I just popped off a piece. Look at that. I'm tearing it apart while I'm telling you about it. I love the bike with the basket on there. Love the little sunshade thing here. The camper is awesome. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love how the door's functional. I love these wild flowers here, like you would find out in the forest. Some different kind of plant life. You got a little faucet there with a little bit of water that's come out next to a bucket. You got the campfire that seems like it's not staying within the pit too well. You got the folding camping chair. You got the little ventilation up here. I love this set. This just looks really, really cool. And it wasn't that expensive. I think this was $59.99 when it first came out. Like I said, it's not available anymore except for on the secondary market. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Like I said, I might be back today with a second stream doing the art of chocolate. I don't know yet, but be watching for your notifications. And if you haven't turned on your notifications, turn it on so you know if I'm going to do another one, because sometimes I do these pop-up streams. But I appreciate everyone who spent some time with me. Check out our Bricklink store, our Etsy store. Links are on the bottom. Other than that, you guys be good to each other and stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on the next one.